Somebody asked me why I left The Ghost in the Darkness off my underrated Val Kilmer movies you should watch, and I can't find the comment or else I would tag that person in it. But the reason it's not on my underrated list of Val Kilmer movies you should watch is because I don't consider The Ghost in the Darkness to be underrated. I consider it to be a modern masterpiece of the 1990s. It was just that good of a movie. And look, I know the film community at large will probably disagree with me. They thought it was kind of campy, slow, and dumb, but I happen to absolutely love The Ghost in the Darkness. Like Stephen Hopkins, the director, just totally outdid himself. I think it's the best movie he's directed probably since Predator 2. And Predator 2 has had a resurgence over the years with how many people love it now, considering how controversial it was at the time. And look, The Ghost in the Darkness is based on actual events of those man-eaters that were in Kenya in like 1889 or whatever it was. But it just feels so fictionalized. Like there's no way these lions could just be tearing people apart into pieces, and they kind of were, and they were fucking beasts about it, right? And like I consider it my generation's Jaws, if that makes sense to you. Like I was born in 1986, so we got a lot of like sci-fi space monster movies and like Predator and stuff like that, but we never had like that real animal monster that was like terrifying to us, right? My parents had Jaws, and they kind of tried to did Orca with Richard Harris that didn't work. But the Ghost of the Darkness, man, those things were terrifying. And that one scene at the hospital where they're using the one as like a decoy, and the lions can still figure out, and they go to the actual hospital where the patients are instead of the decoy hospital. They're just tearing people to pieces. And I'll never forget Bernard Hill just seeing this, and he tries to grab that gun. The late Bernard Hill, who played King Thade in the Lord of the Rings movie, just goes, "Let me go. That's my goddamn hospital, Samuel." And you think he's gonna go in there and start tearing these, like, start fire on these lions, and they mauled him to death. He didn't even make it. I think a lot of people forget that Samuel in The Ghost in the Darkness is played by John Connie, the South African actor who played King T'Chaka in Black Panther and Captain America: Civil War. He's King T'Challa's father, who Chadwick Boseman plays. But I think people forget that he's actually in this movie. And the reason I say The Ghost in the Darkness is like our version of Jaws is because like these characters aren't Quint, they're not Chief Brody or Hooper, but they feel like they're in those roles, like those positional roles. Like Michael Douglas's character, Charles Remington, is this feared, renowned hunter, kind of like Quint in Jaws, right? Like he can take down the shark. He's got stories and scars to go with it. John Henry Patterson, who Val Kilmer plays, is a real person in real life, and he feels like the Chief Brody. Like he has a reason to be there instead of like protecting this seafaring town. He's there to help build this railroad. Yeah, I think that's what it was. It was a rail. It was a railroad, whatever it is. So to help the local population move around. Samuel's like their Hooper. Like he's like the expert that knows all this stuff. The same fear that that shark had that it inflicted on our parents and stuff like that. I'm still scared of those lions, man. They will rip you to shreds.